everybody, this is Lisa Jean. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be learning about the vertical figure eight called the downward figure eight. It's going to go from up to down, downward figure eight. In the past I've done videos on the horizontal figure eight, where if you had a marker on your hips, we would be drawing a figure eight on the floor. Go this way, or it can go this way. Today we're going to put markers on our hips and we're going to draw the figure eight on the wall. So the figure eight is going to go whoop, sideways. It's going to come up and down and up and down. Let's try it this way. Up and down, up and down. There we go. So we're going to start in our basic dance posture. Our feet are about hip width apart, nice and balanced in between the toes and the heels. We're going to soften those knees, engage those abs to drop the pelvis, lift the chest. For this one, you really want to sink into those knees. A lot of times we deal with just a tiny little micro bend. This one, you want a little bit more bend. If there's no bend in your knees, you can't make the movement happen. The more bend, the bigger the movement gets. So, in our dance posture, knees nice and bent, pelvis is dropped, chest is lifted. We're going to practice the two moves that this move is made up of. It's made up of hip lifts, where we're going to lift and lift. So we're bending and straightening those knees, lifting those hips up into the ribs. So we're really engaging these obliques here. Lift, squeeze, squeeze. You engage in the glutes, engage in the obliques, making this nice lift happen. It's also made up of the hip slide, side to side. Slightly different aspect of the oblique muscles, side to side. All right, so what's going to happen, excuse me, we're going to straighten this right knee, which lifts the right hip. Push it out to the side and bend the knee to drop it down. Now, you'll notice as this hip drops, this hip came up. So we're going to push it out and drop it down. Push it out and drop it down. Push, bend the knee. Push, bend the knee. It sounds like Daenerys figure eight. Bend the knee. Push and drop. Up, out, down, up, out, down. Nice and slow. My heels stay flat on the ground for this whole movement. You can do it with the heels up, but by keeping the heels down, it's really going to force you to use your muscles as opposed to your knees and your feet. Up, out, down, up, out, down. Let's go a little faster. Loop and loop, loop and loop. Remember, you can always go back and do this slower. So we've got this nice vertical figure eight. My heels stay flat on the ground. This is leather. All right, now if we want to get a little crazy with it, we can start to lift those heels up. What happens when we lift those heels up is it starts to get bigger. So I'm really thinking about shifting my weight, really pushing that hip out. By lifting the heel, it comes way up and get more up and more out. It gets bigger, especially if I'm still using those muscles as opposed to just letting it all happen from my knees. If I'm letting it all happen from my knees, I don't know, it loses a little something. If I use those oblique muscles, it gets nice and big. So a couple of quick variations I'll go ahead and show you just for fun. I'm not going to break them down a whole lot. If you've taken my skills and drills class, you will probably have seen these, so you'll be familiar with them. But we're going to take this vertical figure eight and we're going to travel with it. I'm going to travel to the right, just the right hip is going to move. So as opposed to a whole figure eight, we're kind of just making a loop with this side. So what's going to happen is I'm going to lift the hip, lift the foot, step it out, and drop it down. Then this other foot slides in. So we'll go up, out, down, in. Up, out, down, in. Up, out, down, in. Then we go the other way. Up, out, down, in, up, out, down. Loop together. Loop. Now let's do twos. Up and in. Up and in. Other way. Up and in. Up and in. Now we're going to come back to this nice figure eight here. So we're just going side to side. The fun thing that you can do with this is you can walk with it. So I'm completely picking up and putting down my foot. It's a nice way to travel. Usually you don't want to go too fast with this. Works particularly, it's a little tricky going around in a circle. You can do it. Works really nice for going forward and going backwards. Hello, Pepper. One more fun one that you can do if you've got quads of steel. This is a big quad one. I'm going to keep this movement going, and I'm going to do a level change. I'm going to drop it down and bring it up. So when I do this, I can't use my heels or my knees at all. It all has to come from here. So I gently lift my heels up. I'm lifting and dropping, lifting and dropping. Woo, and then you have to come back up. Quads of steel to do this one. All right, one more quick review. We're just doing that figure 8. Up, out, down, up, out, down. Lots of different arms. Can play with it, making some nice little arm circles. Let's go a little faster. Let's go loop and loop, loop and loop. Spread it out and out, out and out. Bring it up, up and up, up and up. Bring it down, down and down, down and down. All right, and that is the vertical figure 8. If you do that long enough, you will totally feel it right in here. This is a great one for carving out those obliques, working on that nice hourglass figure that we all would like to have. It's great, and it's way, way more fun than doing like weird crunches on the floor. Just do your vertical figure 8s. All right, thank you guys so much. Next month we'll come back and we will do the vertical figure 8 from down to up, or we'll go the other way. All right, thanks everyone.